Hi guys, welcome back to the Java class. In today's session, you will learn a very powerful and important concept that is interface in Java programming language. So in the previous video session, we have discussed the abstract class through which you can achieve 0 to 99% abstraction because it contains or it supports instance variable and instance methods. But what is interface? Through interface, you can achieve 100% abstractions. It doesn't support instance methods or the instance variable. It supports only the abstract methods in the final field. So you know very well what is the abstraction concept. It is a very powerful concept in Java programming language that can help in hiding the complex implementation details and showing only the necessary features of an object to the outside world. And these are the two different ways to achieve abstractions. So abstract class we have already discussed. In today's session video, we will understand what is interface in Java programming language. So let us see what is it. So an interface is a reference type similar to a class. Similar to a class, it can contain methods and variables. But what is the difference between class and interface? The difference is the interface contains only abstract method and final field, and the class can contain the concrete method and the instance variables. Interfaces cannot contain instance variables or fields, instance methods, or the constructor. Interface have multiple features. We will discuss all these features with the help of a programming example. So let us understand how to create the interface in Java programming language. So interface can be created with the help of interface keyword. So I have created the interface. The name is the vehicle, right? So I am using vehicle interface. So this is an interface vehicle. It can't contain the instance variable, instance methods, or the constructor at all. So if you would like to add a constructor, like for example, you will try to add a constructor. So you can't add the constructor inside it. You can see the compiler starts complaining. The interfaces cannot have a constructor. So we have to remove it. Also, you can't add the instance method inside it. For example, you would just try to add a method that is display. You can see the compiler start complaining again. The abstract method do not specify a body, right? And these are the quick fix. Change display to default, change display to static, remove method body. So you can't add the instance methods inside it, right? So you can add variables inside it, but the variables which you will add inside it by default, it will be public and final and static. So let me just add a constant. So generally we add the constants inside it. So just let me declare constants declaration, right? Let me declare a constant of integer type, and the constant name is the max speed, which will display the maximum speed of a vehicle. So I am just giving some value inside it. So int max speed. So by default, right? By default, it is public, right? Static and final, right? So inside it, you can add a abstract method. So how will you add abstract method? Let me just add it. Abstract method. So to add an abstract method inside an interface, no need to use the abstract keyword, right? You can simply write the return type and the method name, and you can put the semicolon after it. So no need to define the abstract keyword. By default, the method is public and abstract inside an interface vehicle, right? So this is an interface that has a constant field, max speed, and an abstract method. So let me just create some class after it. Let me just create a class. So here I have created a class car. So here, definitely whenever you will create some interface, so someone will use it. Otherwise, no need to define that interface because it has abstract method and the final field. So someone will definitely use this interface. So if some class would like to use this interface, so here how to use it? You will use the implements keyword. The implements keyword is used to just use this class. So I will write here the class car implements this interface, that is a vehicle. Now, what the error it is showing? So the error it is showing that type car must implement the inherited abstract method. So similar to the abstract class, similar to the abstract method, the class which will implement the interface vehicle will provide the body of the abstract method inside it. This is the mandatory condition, right? So here, how will you fix it? Just click on add unimplemented methods, and here you can just provide the body of it. So I'm just writing system.out.println, or inside it you can just display the body of it. So I'm just writing a simple message, the car is starting, right? So this body I have provided here, right? So in the similar way, let me just create one more class, that is a class bike here, right? So it will also implement this interface, that is vehicle. So in the similar way, you have to just override the method, the abstract method which is defined inside the interface, that is start. Or here just I am displaying a simple message, that is a message, the bike is starting, right? The bike is starting. Okay, the bike is starting. Now let me just come to the main class. This is the test vehicle. So inside this test vehicle, you will simply create the reference of your interface, that is vehicle. So I told you the interface, you can see the definition of the interface. An interface is a reference type. You can't create an object of it. You can create only the reference of an interface only. So what we have done so far, you can see we have created an interface, that vehicle. It contains field and the abstract method. This is the class which will provide the body of this method, abstract method, that is start. In the similar way, we have created a class bike. Now let us come to the main driver class, and we will create the reference of the vehicle here, right? Vehicle. So I will create the reference, that is a car vehicle is equal the new car, I will write, right? Now I will call, that is a car vehicle dot start. So now this this reference this reference of the vehicle interface will start the car now. Right click on it and just run it, and you can see the output, right? So here you can see the car is starting. In the similar way, you can start the bike also with this vehicle interface, vehicle, and you can write the bike vehicle, that is bike vehicle is equal new bike. So now you will start the bike, right? Bike vehicle dot start. So now your bike will start now. Right click on it, and this is the bike is starting. So interfaces simply provide the interface through which you can implement the 100% abstraction in Java programming language. So let us see what are the more features inside it. So you can see the classes, the third feature, the classes that use the interface must implement all the interface methods unless the class itself is abstract. So that part we have discussed here. We have created a subclass. So that subclass must implement this start method, that is an abstract method. But if you want, means the subclass will not implement this method, so you have to declare this class as abstract. So you can see here the compiler is suggesting two solutions of it: add an implemented method or make a type car abstract. Otherwise, you have to make this class as an abstract. If you will not implement abstract method of the vehicle class inside this subclass, you have to make this class as an abstract. Otherwise, it is mandatory to implement your abstract method inside your subclasses. That was the third point. Next is all fields declared in the interface are implicitly public, static, and final. That I told you, right? Next, all the methods in the interface are implicitly public and abstract. So as I told you, no need to define the abstract keyword inside the vehicle. So implicitly means by default, it is an abstract method, but you can see except default and static method. So Java has introduced, the Java 8 has introduced the new features. You can add some default or the static methods also in the interface. So let me just help you to understand how will you add some default methods, because it is a new feature of Java 8. So let me just show you adding a default method. Default method. So I will just highlight this. This is the Java 8 features, right? Before Java 8 means Java 7 doesn't allow the default methods and the static methods. So how will you add default methods? So default methods can be implemented using a default keyword. So here you will write default void display. I am adding a method display max speed. So this is the default method. Please do not confuse with this instance method. This is not an instance method. This is a default method that will implement the default behavior of an interface here. So I'm just writing default behavior is the maximum speed I can display here. Maximum speed of a vehicle. So maximum speed of the vehicle is present inside the variable max speed. You can display it. So in the interface, we can define the vehicle maximum speed is 120. Now, no one vehicle means like a vehicle, the car and the vehicle bike will not go beyond this speed. The car and bike vehicle can't increase the speed of a vehicle from 120 to 130 and 140 like that, right? You can't change the speed of it, right? This is the final. This is the way how to define or add a default method. So as per the Java 8 features, you can add the static methods also. So here the static method, this is also a Java 8 feature. So I will write here Java 8 plus, right? So how will you add the static method? So simply you will use the static keyword, right? Static void, and we can check it is movable or not. Check if movable, right? And I will just pass the variable here in int the speed I am passing here, right? And I can pass the body inside it also, right? And I can add some conditional statement also. If speed is greater than 0, so I can print some statement inside it, right? So for example, I can display the vehicle is movable, the vehicle is movable, right? Or in the else part, you can implement. In the else block, you can write the vehicle is not movable. So I will just copy it to make it easy, right? The vehicle is not movable. So you know very well the static methods property will be the same, right? This is the common method for all the classes, right? This is the common method for all the classes. So this is the way how can you add the static methods and the default methods, right? So please do not confuse with the other things. The interface contains only the abstract method and the final field, but Java 8 features allow us to add the default methods, which will help you to implement the default behavior of a vehicle. And here you can add the static methods that can be called using directly with the name of interface outside the interface. So let's see how to call these methods also. So here you can come to the test vehicle class and you can just display that is a car vehicle. And how will you call the default method? You can just display max speed. You can call, right? You will run it and just save it. You can see what is the output. The car is starting. The maximum speed of the vehicle is 120 we are displaying. In the similar way, if you would like to display the speed of the vehicle, bike vehicle, you can call this display max speed with the help of this bike vehicle dot display max speed, or you can display the maximum speed of the bike vehicle also, right? The maximum speed of the vehicle is 120. So how to call the static methods? So as I told you, the static method is not the part of the object, it is the part of the interface or the class where it is defined. If static method is declared inside an interface, it is the part of interface and all class must share or can share that method. So how to call it? I will just call with the help of interface directly vehicle dot check this car is movable or not. So I can write, I can pass some value inside it and just run it. Let's see what is the output. Here we go. Yes, it is showing the vehicle is movable. Vehicle is movable means it has some speed. If you will pass some value 0, let's see what will be the output. So here it will show the vehicle is not movable, but this vehicle is static. You are passing some integer value. So guys, this is all about for your that interface part, and this is the way how can you implement the 100% abstraction in Java programming language. So here we learn what is interface and how the class will utilize the interface also. In the next session, you will learn how to extend the interface, how one interface can use another interface, and you will also learn the concept of multiple inheritance in Java programming language. So thank you guys for watching these videos. Thank you for your patience. Bye-bye. For now, have a great day. Happy learning.